Now, the United States, it's a divided house when it comes to supporting its friend in West Asia, Israel. It looks like President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris do not see eye to eye amid mounting pressure on Biden for supplying weapons to Israel, which are then used to strike Gaza. The American president finds himself confronting another challenge in the form of dissent from his vice president. Reports say Kamala Harris is forcing the White House to adopt a more sympathetic stance towards Palestinians, devastated by the Israeli assault. Here's what we know. Harris has been telling colleagues in the administration that the White House needs to show more concern for humanitarian damage in Gaza. According to Harris, the White House needs to be more public about it. In Gaza, Israel has been locked in a long and bloody war with Hamas. Washington has urged Israel to scale down. But Israel, or rather Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, is in no mood to stop the war. Now, it's taken a while for the United States to reach this position. It's gone from staunchly supporting Israel to now urging the country to exercise restraint. In fact, President Joe Biden vowed support for Israel in a manner no other American president ever has, in the days after the Hamas attacks on the 7th of October. But a lot has changed since then. 2 months on, thousands of Palestinian civilians have died. The ripple effects from the Gaza war are showing up in other parts of the region. The Americans are coming to realize now that in supporting Israel, they starkly ignored the plight of Palestinians. As Israel continues with its campaign to wipe out Hamas, entire families have been killed. Whole neighborhoods have been erased, buildings and roads have been destroyed, and death and diseases have multiplied. In short, Gaza completely battered. As the world remains shocked by Israel's continued aggression, many in the United States have stressed the importance of holding Israel accountable. Now, the American Vice President has emerged as one such voice. According to American news outlet Politico, in internal conversations, Kamala Harris has argued that it is time to start making what it has been described as day-after plans for how to handle the wreckage of the war. Harris reportedly wants the United States to be tougher on Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. She believes that the United States needs to be more forceful at not only seeking long-term peace, but also pushing the two-state solution. The American Vice President's private push, it seems to reflect the struggle within the Democrats. I mean, even the top 2 officials of the country are struggling to walk the fine line between supporting Israel and protecting Palestinian lives. On Thursday, American officials said that the United States wants Israel to end its large-scale ground and air campaign in the Gaza Strip. The United States wants Israel to now transition to a more targeted phase in the war against Hamas. Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, met with Israeli leaders to discuss the direction of the war. He did not specify a timetable, but Biden reportedly wants Israel to switch to more precise tactics in the war. And the deadline is 3 weeks. In fact, Biden has become more bold in his messages to Israel. On Thursday, he said, and I'm quoting here, "I want Israel to be focused on how to save civilian lives, not stop going after Hamas, but be more careful." But Netanyahu has pushed back on the criticism, pledging instead to continue, even if it means going without international support. And that's where the problem lies. America is stuck. It cannot look the other way, as its good friend in West Asia continues to cause devastation on such a scale. Amid reports of a potential rift, Kamala Harris's press secretary, Kristen Allen, tried to do some damage control here. She said, and I'm quoting again, "There's no daylight between president and the vice president, nor has there been." She emphasized that the White House has a unified message that Israel has the right to defend itself. Meanwhile, U.S. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby called the report interesting. He said, I'm quoting, "Last I looked, the Vice President is part of the White House. She's part of the team. And if she wasn't offering her advice and counsel to the President on innumerable issues, that would be a story. Her job is to provide advice and counsel to the President." But no matter how much the administration insists that there is no difference of opinions, the idea that Kamala Harris has taken a critical position than Biden's has had a domino effect within Democratic groups. In London last month, she told reporters that her friend had lost relatives in Gaza due to the war. The American Vice President has also made a point to talk to both Israeli as well as Palestinian community members. For certain sections of the electorate, especially those who have soured on Biden over his fierce defense of Israel, Kamala Harris's approach has earned praise. Now, will it be enough to influence Biden to take more serious action vis-a-vis the Israel-Hamas war? We will have to wait and watch. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.